Owen, any team news for the semi-final tomorrow? Looks like you might make a change at the top of the order.
There's a chance that we can make a change. Obviously, don't announce the team until the toss, but there's a chance there could be a change. Mentioned after the last game that we're getting to the business end of the tournament and we need to produce results. So it's important that we get our best, well, what we feel is our best 11 to win the tournament out tomorrow in order to win the game.
Just watching the entirety of training, Jason didn't really take part, and obviously Johnny took a full part, so probably not rocket science to work out what might happen. If Johnny does come in, just what would he add to the side? What do you think his qualities are that you think might be really useful here?
Johnny's qualities are that he's a fantastic batsman. I think his best attribute, certainly in white ball cricket over the last year and a half, has been, his relentless attitude to score runs regardless of the situation. When you've guys sitting on the sideline, they can get a little bit upset and that can affect their performance when the actual chance comes along, but that doesn't seem to affect Johnny. One innings he did play for us, which won us the series, was against New Zealand in the sort of match-winning knock up at Durham last year, or 2 years ago. And that sort of sums him up. He came from playing in Yorkshire to coming straight into the squad, having played no part in the series, and came in and produced a match-winning knock. So I think his all-round ability is as good as we have in the squad. But like I've mentioned before, it's a very difficult team to get into, and you've just got to wait for that chance.
And just finally from me, have you got full confidence in Johnny opening the innings? He's not opened for England in a one-day before, but obviously he's done it for Yorkshire to great success.
I'd have no worries if he has to open the batting. I certainly believe we're in a good position at the moment as a batting unit, and if Johnny does get the opportunity, I'm sure he'll take it with both hands.
John, yeah. Obviously, selections are fluid and so on, but before the tournament, you did say that Jason Roy would play in every game regardless of how he did. What's made you change your mind?
Who says I've changed my mind?
Okay, what's made you consider changing your mind?
I back all my players. I see the best in them, and I believe in them a huge amount. And every one of the selectors does, every one of the backroom staff does, and the players, obviously. Getting to this stage of the tournament, we need results, and if that means somebody misses out, it's unfortunate. But for the team's sake, we need to get results. We want to win this tournament.
Sky Sports News here.
Owen, obviously there's been a well-known policy that you keep faith with players even if they're a little bit out of form. If there is a change tomorrow, would that signal a move away from that policy going forward?
No, absolutely not. We have kept the same policy for 2 years now. If somebody does get left out, they're not going to be far from our plans. They're certainly going to be in the same group of players gearing towards the 2019 World Cup. Certainly in white ball cricket, we have a collective group that I don't see us venturing that far out of, maybe 3 or 4 more players towards that World Cup, because we need to get experience on the guys' belts. We've had a little bit of success and we've played the right brand of cricket, but getting games on the guys' belts in order to win a World Cup is very important, because when you get to the latter stages of a World Cup, you need to have, say, 100 games under your belt in order to produce your best at that stage.
And obviously it's a conundrum when you make a change to a side, but do you have to bear in mind a player's state of mind? How is Jason's state of mind? If there is a change, would it perhaps do more damage to him going forward if making a change at this stage of a competition?
You obviously consider all aspects of a player's, I suppose, game, and what was that? So yeah, it is important, but ultimately, at this stage of the tournament, it's about the team. Collectively as a group, we're very good together, and that we have the support around us to, I suppose, back up any decision that's made.
Yes.
Owen, what do you make of the Pakistan bowling attack, and do you have any specific plans to counter the spin? The spinners have done really well in the tournament.
Pakistan have a very strong bowling lineup. I suppose they have variation But certainly we do have plans against all of them. We've had plans for since the last series that we played against them, last 2 series, home and away. So yeah.
The way Pakistan made the comeback in this tournament after losing to India in the first match, then they defeated South Africa, the world #1 team, then they defeated Sri Lanka yesterday. So how do you rate them as an opponent? And last time when Pakistan played you at this venue, Pakistan chased over 300 and won the match. So does this make any impact on tomorrow?
I think the impact of that series was 4-1. Obviously the result that came here was disappointing for us. I didn't think we performed well that day. Pakistan outplayed us. They're obviously on their day can beat any team in the world, and you've just sort of touched on it. They have the ability to beat the #1 ranked side, and on their day they're very dangerous. A lot of what we do well is about focusing on ourselves.
Yes, sir.
So, Eoin, what have you made of Cardiff being one of the host venues, and are you happy to be at the semi-final, given there are some reports of might be some empty seats tomorrow?
Cardiff's always been a very good venue for us. The last game we had great support with a full house, and everybody seems to get right behind us. So yeah, hopefully I think tomorrow is sold out as well. Where is the empty seats?
We'll see tomorrow.
Okay. I've been told it's a full house, so I don't know.
It's sold out, but I think a lot of the tickets have been bought by Indian supporters.
All right.
So they're wondering if they're going to turn up. That's all.
Sell them on.
That's what they're trying to do.
All right.
Eoin, it will be a used pitch tomorrow. They used each of these pitches once in the tournament. Would you have preferred a fresh pitch for a semi-final, or are you comfortable with a used wicket?
We're comfortable with a used wicket, but the nature of this tournament is that the further the tournament goes on, the more you play on used pitches. We've come up against it before. We've raised it before the tournament started with the team. The challenges that we might have to come up against, and it is one of them. I think the wicket that we played against New Zealand was as good as a used pitch. The grass was shaved off it, and it was quite challenging. But such is the nature of a hard tournament. You have to come up against different conditions.
It's been disappointing for Johnny up till now not to be picked. Obviously, how has he reacted to that, not being in the team? And do you think he'll be in a good frame of mind if he does get the nod tomorrow?
I think every time Johnny gets a chance, he's been in a great frame of mind. He's never been, probably in 2 games he's been in a position where he's batted and enjoyed batting in that position. But every other time he's come in batting out of position. And for me, I think that's a challenge within itself, but he seems to take it in his stride, and I wouldn't see any problem if he came in tomorrow.
Oh, and obviously the batting's been quite dynamic for 2 years now, but you've always maintained along the way that the way that you're going to play, the way you're going to attack, is that there are going to be horror shows along the way. But we're now in knockout stage of the tournament. What are the messages you're now giving to the players to try and prevent them either tightening up or going too hard either way?
I think it's been reassuring that we've got to the semi-final by playing in our own way, and the game here against New Zealand wasn't exactly crash bang wallop. Looking back on it, we did probably get to a par score and felt as if we fell short. And beating a strong side like New Zealand with a par score is a huge strength. So I think part of playing positive cricket, we've adapted well and played a lot smarter cricket in this tournament. So I think just continuing to play our own game and reinforcing that our own game works.
Julian, then a couple more, please.
Yeah. Did you watch the game yesterday? And if you did, what did you make of it?
I probably watched 2 hours of the first innings and about an hour and a half of the second innings, and then I travelled down. It looked a good game. It looked quite competitive. The wicket looked good, a little bit slow. But yeah, very competitive game.
Do you think there's potential vulnerability in the Pakistan top order that your attack can exploit?
Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow.
John, and then might be done.
3 wins out of 3, the only team with a 100% record on the tournament. 2 more wins and England will win a global 50 event for the first time. I mean, you must be hugely encouraged at the way the team is going.
I'm very encouraged by the way we've played so far. Part of playing the way we have before we came into the tournament was obviously trying to produce it in what is a very tough tournament, and tournament you need to start really well in, and I think we've started brilliantly. So I hope we've not played our best cricket yet. I hope we play tomorrow and hopefully get through, but firmly focused on tomorrow.
Last one from Paul.
I mean, chasing seems to be a big thing these days in modern one-day cricket, but the pitch here against New Zealand seemed to get a bit worse as the match went on. Would that affect your thinking tomorrow if you won the toss?
I'd rather lose the toss, I think, Paul. I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure. Because it's a used wicket, because it's an early start, throws up different factors. If the weather's as good as it's supposed to be, I'm not sure. We'll have to turn up tomorrow and see how dry the wicket is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.